Hey guys, it's me, Schlee. Welcome to my 4th of July vlog. I got to spend the holiday in Morehead City with my family, and of course I wanted to show you guys what I did while I was there. A lot of this vlog is going to be just clips with music overlay, but I will be hopping in from time to time to narrate the more exciting parts. To start out this day, I spent the morning at the beach. I was on North Carolina's Crystal Coast, and you can see from the very clear water how that part of the state got its name. It was a beautiful morning. I enjoyed spending time with my family, enjoying the water and the sunshine and just relaxing on the beach. The next thing on my to-do list was to enjoy some patriotic food. I had these really cute patriotic plates and napkins that I used, and here is my 100% American meal. It was absolutely delicious, and I will show you my view here in a moment. That was wonderful to look at while I was eating my food. And while I was eating my lunch, I had a visitor stop by as well. I spent the afternoon at Fort Macon State Park, which is a historic fort here in North Carolina. This is actually our second oldest state park, so that is really fun. As one of our coastal historic forts, Fort Macon has a ton of history, way more than I could ever show you guys in one video. I just highly recommend if you ever get the chance to come here, definitely do it. You will see so much interesting stuff. I have been here a couple of times and I love it. The grounds alone are amazing, but then you get to go inside and explore the casemate and all of that as well. And this day they were also doing a special program to celebrate the 4th of July, so you really can't go wrong with any of that. So here I was just exploring the grounds of the fort. This fort is interesting because it's pretty much wide open. You can go basically anywhere you want to. A lot of old forts, as y'all know, tend to be closed down or at least partially closed off. So this is very unique in that you can wander freely and really get a feel for the history and the size of the fort. Here is a shot of the interpreters setting up for the cannon firing that was going to go on later that day. Here I am exploring the casemate, which is one of the most interesting parts of the fort in my opinion. I love the architecture, and just something about the space is very interesting to me, to be able to be where a lot of the action, so to speak, was going on as far as daily living in the fort. This fort also has a ton of exhibits. Here was the commissary exhibit with the well-known hardtack, of course. Along with that, you can see some of the stores or types of stores they would have kept on hand at the fort. The armament and weapons exhibit was one of my favorites. I loved all of the different types of weapons they had on display here, and as you can see, they each have placards. Again, way too much for me to go into detail in this single vlog, but the information they have written on these placards is so interesting. If you like military history or just history in general, you would love to read all of this. Several areas of the fort have also been reconstructed, such as this powder magazine. Very interesting, again, to be able to go in here and see how it would have been set up back in the day when the fort was actually being used for military purposes. Another thing I really like about Fort Macon is that the exhibits are all connected for the most part, so you can go from this exhibit showing soldiers in their downtime through a little hallway, and then you get to see uniforms through the military ages. In my opinion, they do a very good job of connecting different sections of history and bringing everything together. This is one of my favorite parts of the fort. This is the hot shot furnace. So shot would be put in here and then heated to over 1,000 degrees, and once it was nice and toasty, it would be fired at the enemy. For some reason, I just find this part of the history fascinating, and the fact that the furnace is there where you can see it and get up close to it and see inside of it is extra interesting to me. Here is a view from the top level of the fort. Again, you can go to the top level of this fort, you can wander the grounds outside. It is amazing how much you can do here, and the views are spectacular, not only of the fort, but in the background, as you'll see in a second, you can see more of the Crystal Coastline. Here are the interpreters from before getting ready to actually fire the cannons. They're starting off by positioning the guns with the old heave-to method, and then you'll see them priming and loading the guns as well as moving into position to actually fire it. I did leave the sound on for the firing, so get prepared for that. In just a couple of minutes, you'll hear the orders to fire being given, and then it's going to get pretty loud. And there's also a special patriotic theme with this cannon firing that you'll see in just a second. After the cannon firing was over, I did some more exploring. I got to get up close to the cannons, which was really fun. You guys know I love cannon firings if you've seen my previous historical adventure videos. And I got to talk to one of the interpreters who was there for the gun firing, and he agreed to take a picture with me, which I really appreciated. Here's a view from the top level of the fort, the other side. So I was standing on the opposite side in the previous clip. As you can see, it's just as interesting no matter what side you are on. And after my adventure at Fort Macon, I went home and had some delicious leftovers, again enjoying the view from our back deck. And after I ate those, I enjoyed the evening. I read a book and watched the sunset. It was absolutely beautiful. And we ended the evening with a wonderful fireworks display that was going on right at the end of our cove. We could watch it from our backyard, which was amazing. And that was the perfect way to end a perfect 4th of July. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you had a great Independence Day with your family and friends, and I will see you in my next video. Bye guys!